Hey everybody, I'm Josh, and today we're going to talk about content creation basics for businesses and brands. So let's go ahead and get into it. So, so what we're going to cover is my content creation philosophy, as well as 5 videos every business or personal brand should have first. And then at the end, I'm going to give you 3 resources for unlimited video ideas for your business or brand. So, why should we create, or why do we create content for our businesses? Now, there's a few different reasons that you could create content. The first one is to simply just exist online. So when you first start a business, you set up a website, you set up your social accounts, you do all of those things to be found. But if that's the only thing you ever did for your business, then, years later, you rarely even exist online. So creating content for your business keeps it current, it keeps you relevant. When people come and find your business and your Twitter account from 2014 and you've never posted anything, they might even think that you're no longer in business. And creating content to exist online is definitely a good thing to do. But most of us end up creating content because we want to grow our business. So creating content around your business or your niche or what you like to talk about helps new people find your business, and that's generally what we want to do when we're creating content. Is we want to create content that appeals to that audience of people that could possibly do business with us in the future. Other reasons that you may want to create content for your business is to save time. And video content, written content, audio content can save time in your business in different aspects, in training. If you're looking in your business to create content for your employees or for your processes, you can create videos around training different skills and processes like that. Customer service, your most commonly asked questions about your product or service. Creating videos around those can really save you and your employees and your resources in time and answering simple things that can be explained in a video. There's tutorials. If you have a complicated product or a complicated service, creating a video around those things can definitely help explain that product or service in a way that other people can understand. So, who is your content for? And that's something that a lot of businesses don't really think about before they start creating content. But I like to say that I want to create content for my ideal client. So who is the best prospective client that I could think of for my business? And that's who I like to create content for. Now, you can't pigeonhole yourself too deep into this, but if in general you want more of that clientele and you create content for that kind of person, it's a lot more likely to end up that they find that. Now, being realistic in who your ideal client is and where your business is as it currently stands, you do want to make sure that you're being realistic in creating content for an audience that is a potential viewer for you. But what I find is a lot of businesses that I talk to about creating content and video content have not really defined their audience. So they may not even know who their ideal client is or how to reach that person. So it's very important for any kind of business owner, especially new business owners, to start to define that audience, define the client, find out really who you want to do business with. In the beginning, when we start out as business owners, we say yes to everything. So anybody wants a video. When you start out in a video business, it's yes. As you go along, you'll find things that you like doing more than others, or things that you like doing less than others, and you start to really narrow that audience down. A lot of businesses already know this, but they just haven't taken time to actually write that down and make a clear definition of who their audience and who their ideal clients is. So the biggest mistake I find in this, and anytime you ask a newer business, even a lot of established businesses, like, who's your ideal client, who's your audience, and they say, well, anybody can be our client. Well, everyone is our audience. And that is a huge mistake, because what happens is when you say everyone is your client, no one cares. Like, you're not special in any way, and it really just makes you blend in with everyone else. By stepping out and really defining that client, when the right person comes along that you've defined, they're like, oh, this person is for me. This business is for me. They make that product for me. Their service is specific to me. Versus if you do everything, even though you may be good at pieces of that, but if you market just general to everyone, it makes it very, very, very tough to grow, because you just blend in with everything. So take some time to find that audience, narrow down who those ideal clients and customers will be. So what kind of content should you be making for your business? And there's lots of different ways, different kinds of content. We can make video, we can make audio content, we can make text content, we can make images as content on our social platforms. So what I like to say is, if you're comfortable on camera, video content's best. If you can get in front of a camera and talk, you're creating video content. You're creating content that can be used as audio. The content can even be transcribed and used as text on your website, such as a blog post or something like that. And then pieces of this content, quotes from it, can be taken and used as, with images on social media to bring light to specific things that you may have talked about in your video. So I like video best because it lets you hit all 4 of these pieces of content, and you only have to create one portion of that. The audio can be pulled from the video. It can be set as a podcast or a standalone audio file that you can make available. The video content can be used on YouTube. It can be used on your website. When it's used in those 2 places, it has a higher chance of showing up as a search result, even through Google search engines. Your text can be used, again, as a blog post or even as a social media post when you have it transcribed through a service like Rev or something like that. On to the next one. So how often should you make content? And I like to say, just as often as you can. At this point in time, there's so much noise out there in social media, YouTube, every place where people consume content. There is more content than can be consumed. So the more content you make, the more likely you are to be found. Now, we don't have, as business owners, unlimited time to make content, but it is important that we stay consistent. So if you can only make 1 video a month, or 1 video every other week, or if you can carve out time to do a podcast a month, or a video, 3 days a week, or if you can go live, anything like that you can put on your calendar and stick to it will be beneficial. And eventually your audience will know your schedule, either by a platform reminding them, or them scheduling it themselves to consume your content. But if you stay consistent and make that content as often as you can, you will eventually see the results from this content creation. The other question that I get asked most often is, how long should my content be? Normally, how long should a video be? Well, there's great videos that are 30 seconds long. There's great videos that are hours long. And my general answer is, it depends. It's as long as it should be. So, depending on the topic you're talking about, if you're doing a short tutorial about a product that you make, and this is just one simple function of the product, it should be a short video. You shouldn't try to make a 10-minute tutorial out of something that takes 30 seconds to explain. But, if you're a financial advisor and you're trying to explain complex tax law changes, that are coming into effect in this new year, 2021, then you're probably going to need to sit down and you're going to need to have a lengthy talk about those individual changes if you're really trying to educate someone on what's changing. So in general, I like to cover all of the main points as well as any very important, sub points or other factors or pieces of information that are extremely important to the topic I'm talking about. And that's where I'll say that topic needs to end. So the next thing is where should you share that content that you're creating? There are tons of places to share, but again, it depends. And the main factors it depends on is who your audience is. If you're a local business, a brick and mortar business, in a defined geographic service area, there are platforms that will perform a whole lot better for you in the long run. So, for example, if you're a small clothing retailer in a town, Instagram gives you the tools to search by location, and you can reach out to individual micro influencers in those individual areas and promote your product. You can even promote your product to employees of individual companies using that process. Another thing that is huge is, are you a B2B business? Instagram can be good for B2B, but there's a lot lower hanging fruit on LinkedIn. If you're trying to connect with other business owners, or if you're trying to connect with other people that have a specific job title in their company, LinkedIn is the perfect tool for you to really narrow in and connect with those people. And when you connect with those people, you can get the content that you make for your business in front of the right people. And eventually that's what we want. When we create content is, I work with business owners. I want my content to be in front of business owners. So I try to post it and share it in the places where it has the highest probability of that happening. In a B2C space, when you're trying to reach the end consumer, we just got to think about where they spend their time. If it's a younger person, Snapchat, TikTok, things like that. Almost everyone still uses Facebook, especially in the middle and older audiences. That's fantastic ways to reach those customers. Again, there's also paid and organic ways to reach customers. So some of these platforms that are more established, it is a lot harder as a business to reach some of those consumers, but a lot of the paid tools really let you dial in on that audience, and can help create that audience and help build that audience for you by using those tools. So another thing is to think about what your end goal is. Like, it's easy to say we're creating content for our business, but are you trying to build your business as like a legacy piece to pass on to your family? Are you trying to build a business with value to sell? So I don't have any specific platforms or places, but thinking about that as your end goal and the kind of audience that you're trying to build, whether it be specific on your own page like this, on my personal brand page, or if it's building on my business page, that isn't necessarily attached to me personally, those can, definitely have a different impact. So I want to go over, the five videos that I think every business should have. And for me, the number one is you got to have an introduction to your business. And if you're the face of your business, your face needs to be in this video, and people need to get to know you as a person as well as your business. So describing what you do, where you do it, who your ideal customer is in that, can definitely be beneficial. Second video is frequently asked question video. So, every business has a set of questions that is constantly asked to them, and creating video content around those questions is the best way to get found by prospective clients. So, if you're again in the financial industry and you have questions about how these new tax law changes are going to impact you, you start searching for it and you find a financial advisor that has explained these changes in a way that you understand and connect with them personally, that is a gold mine. So the other one is a testimonial. So hearing about someone else's experience with a business or personal brand firsthand, through like a video, and them describing their problem, describing their experience, describing how you solved their problem, it helps put those prospective customers in their shoes, and it helps them understand how they're going to be treated and how their problem will be solved, and they can actually see that through those testimonials. So I think a testimonial is definitely one of the top videos that every business should have right away. Educational content is a fantastic way to grow your audience, and educating about what you do, why you do it, how you do it. All of those things are great ways to grow your audience. And even if a lot of businesses are like, well, I want to tell people how I do what I do, because then they'll go do it themselves. Well, most people find that create content about how I do what I do is they find people, okay, now they understand how they do it, and they don't want to do it. They need somebody to do it for them. And you took time to explain exactly what you're going to do. You're the first person on the list that they go to. The other is an explainer video. And explainer videos are, a lot of startups will have an explainer video about their new product or new service or something along those lines. But I think every business can benefit from an explainer video about their primary product would be the first place I would start, or primary service, and explain the process of purchasing this product, the process of booking this service, and what happens and what people should expect along each step of the way. And it really helps people become more comfortable and more confident when they walk into your business that they've chosen the right spot. So another big topic that we get to talk about is what kind of video content should I make? So once you've made it past those first 5 videos, it can seem like I don't know what to talk about now. And there's 3 resources that I use, and using these resources will get you unlimited video ideas. It will be a never-ending search, and you can always get results here. So the first one is Answer the Public. I believe it's answerthepublic.com, and it will create an idea wheel of video ideas for you. So you go to the website and you type in your topic. So if you're in social media or SEO, you can type SEO, and it will give you literally hundreds of different ideas about topics around SEO that you can make. Second one is Quora. So never do I really search out this site, but I constantly see it when I'm searching for something. And it will be on the front page of Google constantly when I'm asking questions. And what this site does is allow people to submit questions and get professionals that answer those questions. So going to Quora and looking for questions that are being asked around your subject is a great way to find what people want to consume in regards to what you have to offer. The last one, and I'm going to throw kind of 2 in here, is Google and YouTube. So what I like to do is just start typing out the subject that I'm looking for, and the auto-complete results are going to give you suggestions for all different types of content to make. There's other tools that you can use in combination with this, but this is a great way to start and find what people are trying to search for around the subject matter that you're talking about. So that's going to do it. for today. So obviously, if you have any questions, please, leave a comment, reach out to me. I'm happy to help out with any other kind of content creation questions that you have around your business.